This 18-year-old boy was sentenced to death by hanging in Singapore by a judge who knew he was innocent. The story of Iwochukwu Amara Tochi is one of the saddest stories you would ever hear. Tochi was said to be from a very poor family in Abia State. His family was so poor that they could not take care of him, and at the age of 5, his parents gave him out to a relative who they thought could better take good care of him. While growing up, Tochi wanted to be a footballer, and this was his biggest dream. He was so good at it that he thought that this was a way out of poverty for himself and his family. He really wanted to take his family out of poverty. And since he was blessed with the skills of playing football, he thought to chase that dream to the highest point. As a teenager, he joined a football club in Senegal. He even played for Nigeria in a football competition held by Coca-Cola back then, as far back as 2001-2002. His football skills were glaring, but his passion burned for more. Tochi wanted more. He wanted to be in the big leagues. He wanted something big. He wanted the money to come. He wanted to be a JJ Okocha. He wanted to be a Kanu Nwankwo. This was his dream. But he had no money and he had no one to sponsor him. That was his biggest challenge. It turned out that it's not enough to be good at playing football. It's not enough to know how to be a good defender. It's not enough to know how to be a good striker. To make it in the world of football, it required so much more than just being good. And that was where Tochi lacked the finances, the support, the sponsor, the money. But he was still determined. This did not stop him because football was all he had. In the course of chasing his dreams, somewhere in 2003 and 2004, he decided that he was going to travel to Dubai. But that was going to cost him to get the visa, get the plane ticket. However, he heard that from Pakistan, he could find a train to Dubai. And he thought that was an easier route. He would go to Pakistan, take the train, go to Dubai, and from then on, he would find a football club that would pick him and hire him to play for them. So he packed up his bag and found his way to Pakistan. Unfortunately, when he got to Pakistan, he realized that he had been lied to. He had been given false information. There was no train station giving people visa to Dubai. It's unclear where he got the information from, that you have to get to Pakistan and find the train that will take you to Dubai. It's not clear where he got it from, but he got to find out that that wasn't true. When he got to Pakistan, upon realizing that there was no way to Dubai from Pakistan and he didn't have the money to go back home, he became a refugee in Pakistan, homeless, all alone, and somehow he found a Catholic church where he decided to camp. Tochi took shelter in St. Andrew's Catholic Church in Islamabad in Pakistan. He felt safe there. That was where he slept. That was where he pretty much camped while trying to figure out his next move. At this point, he was just an 18-year-old teenager far from home, stranded in a strange land. It's not clear what was in Tochi's head. It's not clear what he planned to do. He was all by himself. He was just a young boy trying to chase his dream. I can't imagine how scared or how worried he must have been at 18, being far from your home in a strange land where people don't even speak your language, where people don't even look like you. Must have been very scary for Tochi. However, it did not take long before Tochi would meet another Igbo man in Pakistan, a man who they call Mr. Smith, which by the way may not be his real name. Upon meeting the man, Mr. Smith, Tochi was excited. Finally, a brother, a fellow Nigerian, someone who is also Igbo like him. This was a blessing to Tochi. I'm sure he interpreted it as God has answered his prayers. God has finally sent an angel to him. However, this man would turn out to be the devil. But 18-year-old Tochi was too young, too naive, and too ambitious to see through it. Mr. Smith took in Tochi, gave him shelter, and gave him food. He even promised to send Tochi to Dubai to chase his football dreams. Tochi was excited, and it was said that Mr. Smith himself attempted to process Tochi's visa to Dubai. But given how the story would turn out, I have a feeling that this man did not do anything. I have a feeling that this man knew what he had planned to do with Tochi from the moment he saw him. I had the feeling that this man only pretended to help Tochi so Tochi would see that this man tried for him, so that Tochi would trust him. I feel like this was his tactic to get this young, naive teenager to trust him. Because according to Tochi, while he was with Mr. Smith attempted to process his visa to Dubai. And in the process, Mr. Smith came to Tochi and told him, "Oh, see, I've tried everything, but it seems like you don't meet the requirements. So they were unable to give me visa for you to Dubai." And this felt like another hope of Tochi has been dashed. His dream of going to Dubai did not work. Even the man, or should I say the guardian angel that God has sent to save him, could not process his visa to Dubai. And so Tochi was back to being stranded. What would he do? Should he go back to Nigeria empty-handed? Or has he come too far in chasing his dream to go back? While Tochi was contemplating what to do next, somewhere around 2004, Mr. Smith approached Tochi and gave him an offer. In fact, not really an offer. He asked Tochi for help, and Tochi asked what kind of help he wanted. And Mr. Smith was like, I have a friend in Singapore who is very sick. And, he's Nigerian too, and the medicine there don't work for him. However, I have some African herbs here with me, and I need you, Tochi, to help me take these African herbs to Singapore and give it to my friend. And Tochi was like, okay, that does actually make sense. Just go to the airport in Singapore, give a sick African man some African herbs, and that's it. However, that was not all the deal. In fact, Mr. Smith went on to tell Tochi that, see, when you go and give this man these herbs, he will give you $2,000. And with that $2,000, you can find your way around Singapore and maybe even find a football club that would sign you. And this was what attracted Tochi to run this errand. $2,000 was a very big deal back then. It could go a long way for Tochi. Even if it meant him going back to Nigeria, the $2,000 was everything Tochi needed. And all he had to do was go to Singapore and give a man African herbs. Sign me up! And immediately, Mr. Smith processed Tochi's visa to Singapore, telling him when he gets to Singapore's airport, he should wait there for a man named Okeke Nelson Malaki. That although Malaki was not in Singapore, he was coming from Indonesia to Singapore to receive the herbs. So the deal was set. Take this African herb, go to Singapore, meet a man named Okeke Malachi, give it to him, I will pay you $2,000, and with that $2,000, you can go into Singapore and explore another opportunity for your football dreams. And Tochi got it. On the 27th of November 2004, Tochi flew to Singapore to meet Mr. Okeke Nelson Malaki. He traveled with the African herbs in a briefcase. This same day, Malaki was also coming from Indonesia to Singapore. So he and Tochi were supposed to meet in the airport after their plane arrives, and that is where the transaction would take place. However, Tochi got to Singapore first. And while waiting for Malaki, it turned out that Malaki's flight got delayed in Indonesia. So Tochi had to wait a little longer. And it was this waiting period that turned out to be fatal to Tochi's life. While waiting, Tochi would call Mr. Smith, and Mr. Smith would tell him, hold on, Malaki is coming, his flight had been delayed, find a hotel and stay in the airport vicinity. And eventually, Tochi goes to look for a hotel. He gets to the hotel lobby and they tell him that there is no room available, that he would have to wait for one of the people in the room to leave and take their flight, because most of the people in the hotel at the airport are waiting to catch a flight. So when one person vacates, there will be a vacancy for him to lodge in one of the hotel rooms. And that was what Tochi was told at the hotel reception. And Tochi decided that he was going to wait for somebody to leave. And Tochi sat and waited. He sat at the reception of this hotel waiting for the arrival of Mr. Okeke Nelson Malaki. And the wait was so torturous. It turned out that Tochi may have waited for over 12 hours, and his waiting at the reception became suspicious to the receptionist, who thought that it was odd for somebody to wait that long for a hotel room. So eventually a room became available, but the receptionist told Tochi that before they would let him in, they would have to call the police to ask him some questions because they weren't comfortable with the way he waited so long. Something felt off to the receptionist. And also Tochi looked very young. He was 18 years old. So it was a little bit odd for a teenager waiting in the airport for that long. When Tochi heard that the police were coming to question him before he would be let into the room, although some sources said he was already in the room. However, when Tochi heard the police were coming, he didn't freak out. He was like, okay, sure, no problem. That's not the problem. Eventually, the police came. They asked him why he waited so long, and he told them that he could not go into Singapore because for him to go into Singapore out of the airport, he needed to have at least $2,000, and he did not meet that requirement. So he had to stay in the airport. And there was somebody he was supposed to give an African herb to, that when the person comes to get it, that is when he may get his $2,000. He also told them of his plan in Singapore, that when he gets the money, that he was going to go and look for a football club to sign him and, pretty much chase his dream into being an international footballer. The police were like, oh, okay, that's nice, that's fine, that is good. And they were like, okay, can we search you? And he was fine with being searched. During the search, the police found over 100 capsules of what looked like medicine. And Tochi told them that that was an African herb. He's Nigerian. That his friend from Pakistan gave him those herbs to give a friend named Malaki, who was also coming to Singapore. The police were like, are you sure this is African herbs? And Tochi was like, yes, it is. He even took one of it to prove to them that it's an African herb, that it's medicine, trying to convince them that the herbs were for energy and it's for sick people. That is what Africans use to treat themselves. But at this point, the police already knew that that was not African herbs. Rather, that was heroin, a very illicit drug that was pretty much against the laws of Singapore. When he swallowed one of the capsules, the police quickly rushed him to a hospital where they gave him laxative to have it flushed out of his system. They tried to tell him that this is not African herbs, rather this is hard drugs. This is heroin, over 700 grams of heroin that is worth $1 million. He was then taken back to the hotel. And at this point, Tochi had not told Mr. Smith that the police had accosted him. He was still in communication with Mr. Smith, who kept telling him to wait, that Malaki is on his way. And that was how the police positioned and waited for Malaki to arrive. When Malaki came, he went to sit at a restaurant. Then Mr. Smith calls Tochi to tell Tochi that, okay, Malaki is around. Go to this restaurant, meet him, and give him the medicine. All the while, the police were with Tochi, and Mr. Smith was not aware. Neither was Malaki. And that was how Nelson Okeke Malaki was caught and arrested along with Tochi. And instantly, Malaki began denying Tochi, also began denying being aware of the heroin being sent to him. Malaki claimed that he came from Indonesia to Singapore to buy used cars to import and export. That he was into exportation, that he wasn't there for drug dealing. But the police found it hard to believe. Yes, it's believable that he does not know who Tochi was because he had not seen Tochi before. But he kept denying a man called Mr. Smith. And Tochi kept repeating that this was the man, Malaki, that Mr. Smith sent him to give this box to. That he had no idea that those were hard drugs. If he knew, he would not have done it. Tochi told the police that he was made to believe that these were African herbs. And Malaki continued denying Tochi. Unfortunately for him, they checked his mobile phone and it turned out that he had been in contact with Mr. Smith. The same number that Tochi had been using to speak with Mr. Smith was the same phone number that they found in Malaki's phone. And it was at this point that the police were convinced that Okeke Nelson Malaki was indeed the drug dealer sent to receive these so-called African herbs. And immediately, Tochi Amara Iwochukwu, along with Mr. Malaki, were arrested. And they were charged to court. And according to Singapore's law, anybody caught with illicit drugs by a certain amount of gram would be sentenced to death. Drug dealing in Singapore is a crime that is punishable by death. And so the court case began. From 2004, 2005, 2006, for nearly 2-3 years, Tochi was going in and out of court. And during the process, Tochi's lawyer put up a good argument for him, arguing that Tochi was not aware that that was an illegal drug. That if Tochi knew that that was heroin and he knew what he was doing was wrong, he would have run away when he was told the police were coming. He would not have stayed in the airport in the hotel vicinity for a whole day. He did not even try to hide the drugs. The lawyer tried to prove his innocence, trying to let this judge know that if this boy knew that this was drug trafficking or drug dealing, he would have done certain things that would show that his behaviors were questionable. He did not run, he did not try to hide it. He was chill, he was comfortable. He even tried to swallow the drugs to prove to them that this was an African herb because, to the best of his knowledge, that was what he thought it was. And this was what the judge said. The judge said that he believes Tochi was not aware. He believes that Tochi did not know that the African herb was heroin. This judge admitted that he understands that Tochi may not have been aware of the contents of that bag. However, this judge still found him guilty and sentenced him to death by hanging. All because he felt that Tochi should have known that something was up with Mr. Smith the moment Mr. Smith offered him $2,000 just to bring herbs to a friend. The judge believed that the fact that the $2,000 was involved was enough reason for Tochi to realize that something was odd about that package. And because of that alone, because Tochi was going to get $2,000 out of this errand, the judge found him, along with Mr. Malaki, guilty and sentenced them both to death. Tochi's lawyers tried appealing, but the appeal fell flat. Many people tried to help Tochi get this sentence overturned, but it was nearly impossible. And so the best thing was for them to tell his story. They tried to get the whole world to know about what was going on with Tochi at the time, telling the whole world that this 18-year-old boy who was deceived into trafficking drugs is about to be sentenced to death by hanging in Singapore for something he did not know. Even back then, Obasanjo was the president, and he was asked to intervene. They said he tried his best. Many NGOs tried their best to help Tochi, but the government in Singapore were strong-willed. They said Tochi broke the law and he must suffer the consequences. One of Tochi's lawyers, who was also a Nigerian, went back to Nigeria to beg the Nigerian lawmakers to do something, but the process was slow. The time of Tochi's sentencing to when he will be executed was already drawing close. Some other sources claim that Tochi's brother was asked to come to Singapore to see him, but they did not allow him see his brother because of the weight of the crime, so he had to go back. Tochi's football jersey was even brought to Singapore and hung on the wall of the prison where he was to be executed. Many people in Singapore even spoke out because they thought this boy was not aware. He did not know what he was doing. He was used. If anybody should be sentenced to death, it should be Malaki. Since they can't find Mr. Smith in Pakistan, Malaki should be the one to be sentenced to death, not Tochi, who had no idea what was going on. Tochi was in his cell room, hoping and praying that whatever his lawyers were doing would fall through. He was praying for a miracle. He was praying to be told that his death sentence has been overturned. He was praying to be given the news that he would no longer be sentenced to death. Tochi was waiting for a miracle. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. The day before his execution, Tochi wrote a letter to his lawyers, thanking them for all they did for him, appreciating their efforts. Those were his final words. On the 26th of January 2007, Tochi by this time would be 21 years old. It was said right before he was executed, he cried for nearly 5 minutes and then asked the priest to pray for him. And the priest did just that. Right after the prayer, Tochi was executed, and a Catholic funeral service was held for him in Marymount Convent Chapel. And after his death, he was buried in Choa Chu Kang Cemetery, there in Singapore, because his family could not afford to transport his body back to Nigeria. It's such a heartbreaking story for a young boy who was only trying to get his family out of poverty. I feel bad learning about this story. It broke my heart to learn about it. I know I've heard about it in the past, but I didn't get the details. But researching on it and learning about it, it's hard to believe this happened. It's hard to believe that nothing could have been done to reduce his sentencing, even at least make it life sentence. And I hated the part where the judge was aware or admitted to believing that Tochi may not have known, to believing that Tochi did not know, but believed that he should have questioned it when he was given the $2,000 offer. I think that was the part of the doubt that made the judge feel like maybe somehow Tochi knew because of that money. And how I wish the judge was aware of this guy's background. How I wish the judge knew that this was a very poor boy. This is a boy that came from poverty. So if somebody who comes from nothing and who has such big dreams that he hoped will use to elevate his family out of poverty is given an offer to run an errand, regardless of the amount of money, Tochi would have done it still. This is something I pray or I wished the judge would have known. That is the money, because the judge was like, the $2,000 was too big for Tochi not to realize something was off. And I would have told this judge that, see, even if you gave Tochi $10, he would have gone for that errand because he thought it was innocent. Even if they did not give him anything, he would have still gone because he thought it was innocent. Even if Mr. Smith told him, just do this and come back and I'll still give you food and roof over your head, Tochi would have done it. The $2,000 wasn't something that Tochi bargained. It wasn't something that Tochi was like, okay, give me $2,000 and I'll do it. Give me, or let me take 2,500 or price it down. It wasn't a negotiation. This man that took Tochi in, that helped Tochi, gave him a shelter when he was stranded in Pakistan, asked Tochi for help for an errand. What else? What option did Tochi have? Would he have said no? He's living in this man's house for free. He's not paying rent. He's being fed for free. This man even tried to help him get a visa to Dubai. This was the only man Tochi could trust in Pakistan. This was his brother, pretty much. So I wished the judge knew that the $2,000 was irrelevant, because regardless of what Tochi was offered, it looked like he would have still gone on that errand because he thought it was innocent. Besides, he's going to fly in a plane. It's not as if he's going to trek. everything will be provided for him for. He wasn't going to enter a long bus. So it's sad that this judge knew this boy was not aware of the situation. But just because he was given $2,000, which he didn't even receive, just because he was offered $2,000, the judge felt that something was off and decided to sentence him to death. It's painful. The story is one that I feel like a lot of people need to remember, because horrible people will take advantage of poor young dreamers. You're poor, you're young, and you're a dreamer, you're ambitious. There are people out there who will take advantage of you. So you just have to be alert. Send this to any young person you know, any young dreamer you know, anybody chasing their dream. Send this to them so that they will be careful. Although this was long ago, it still happens till this day. I've heard of stories of people traveling abroad trying to send packages to their friends from their neighbors, only for them to find out that they've been given a package that had drugs hidden in them, and these people get punished. Somebody will give you, oh, take this rice, go and give it to my brother in America, and you think it's just rice, and you're going to the airport, they'll check it and see that, oh, there's cocaine in it. And before you start to explain to them that it's my friend in the village that told me to do it, nobody cares. You will be arrested. Tochi's story was heartbreaking. He did not deserve to die. Hopefully one day when I visit Singapore, I'll probably try to see where he was buried and, pay a little respect. I'm sure his gravesite should be like a tourist spot now for people who go to Singapore. Anyhow, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And also turn on notification button so whenever there is a new video, you'll be the first to get notified. Thank you for watching.